All right, we are back at the property for the first time in about a month. We have been cutting lumber, and I know we haven't been posting videos as fast as we would like, just because we know that just cutting lumber is just repetitive over and over and over and over. Now, starting up today, back at the property, one of the things is, since we last filmed here and arranged some of the boards here for the frame, we've had 3 or 4 storms with probably several inches of rain, a little bit of snow, some freeze thaw. I knew there was going to be some settling. Some areas of the pad, there was a little more than what I had hoped. So in today's video, what you're going to see is we're going to be just getting the pad ready to actually start construction. And if you're just catching up with us now, for the past few weeks we've been hand milling lumber, and so we have enough floorboards, wall boards, and everything to get started. So we still need to straighten out the frame here completely straight, make sure it's exactly 10 by 12 and square 10 by 12 stuff. Hopefully get to some of that today, but for most of the part of today, we are going to get started back at the property. And I would say from here on out, probably 90% of the videos going forward will be here. We may still do a little bit of milling some lumber from the backyard, but we're at Hewn Hill, and the construction of the chainsaw cabin is starting now. And the goal behind this is, in essence, in 1854, Henry David Thoreau built the original tiny house on Walden Pond. At the time, he spent a little over $28 building his little one-room cabin that was acceptable for a person to live in and be able to stay warm, safe, and dry. This is a little bit, his little cabin was 10 by 15. This is what you can legally build here in the county where we're at in California, and in most counties without a permit is a 10 by 12 structure with no electricity, no permanent electricity, no permanent plumbing, etc. So we're gonna try to do a simple basic structure where you can stay warm, safe, and dry with roofing, doors, windows, etc. for under $1,000. Again, it's going to come in at like $900, and hopefully, I think, if you look at inflation from $28 in 1854 until now, I have to look at the numbers again, it's like $974 something. But with inflation, by the time we finish it, it may be over $1,000 anyway. But anyway, the idea is, for under $1,000, can you build something that, while it may not be a full-time residence, or that if a person had to, you could live here. It's going to have a 10 by 12 foot open room below, and then a small sleeping loft above. So that way, at least you would be able to separate, you know, your sleeping stuff, maybe some clothes storage, etc., from an actual a functional, multifunctional room. And then outside of the area, we're going to have some areas where you could have a little fire pit for some outdoor cooking, etc. And it's the first building on our little 5-acre Hewn Hill parcel. And the idea, this is going to be a multi-year effort. Start off with 2 small cabins like this. The first one is just the chainsaw cabin. Wanted to see if we can make something under $1,000, you know, with just simple hand tools, etc. That's going to be the goal here. The next small cabin is going to be up the hill a little bit, and that is going to be, I need to learn how to do a log cabin. I've talked about it, but I've never actually cut corners, you know, done any of that stuff, notching, etc. to actually do it. We're going to do it is kind of the hand hewn style, which is more of like a New England, old style New England log cabin. That's what we're going to do. But this one, so hopefully this year, before winter sets in completely. We'll hopefully have the chainsaw cabin built and then follow that up with the log cabin, the little, I guess we'll call that the first little log cabin. Both of them simple, small structures. One is, I type for a living, I do news for a living, so I have no skills. Literally, if I can do this, anybody can. And I think I forgot to turn off my phone, so let's, not a good thing. We'll turn that back off. Well, anyway, we'll just finish this up and get going. So today, that's our intro. Hopefully you'll join us the next, this will be off-grid, small off-grid stuff. And one of the things we're excited about is if we can do this in California, we believe that literally you can do it anywhere. Because California has some of the, as most people know, some of the most restrictive regulations and everything else, and it's more expensive to build usually in California than most other areas. So we want to have something practical, so that this is basically a shed, but since it's going to be stick built, hopefully we can do something that's a little more elegant and fun. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We've had more views than we would. It's surprising. We're honored and humbled, and we thank you. And this one will be the first one that actually goes up on YouTube. We've just been trying to slowly figure out things and everything else, but now this is the official build video on this parcel the next couple of years. So join us and let's have some fun. What we're doing here is there was a little bit of erosion on the pad that was over on the edge over there. So we're gonna, in our cleanup, we're also going to remove a little bit of this bank. Because you see this path right here? That's gonna go down to where our composting toilet and outdoor shower is gonna be, at least the first one. So it's only gonna be probably 30 feet down there. So that way it's still, there's some nice privacy there, but it also, close enough proximity to the cabin where it shouldn't be an issue. So that's what we're working on now. I'm gonna remove a little bit of dirt from this, kind of smooth it out so this path can go straight on up. And then the material that we're taking out of there, we're gonna fill in some of the areas that were erosion from the storms. So I think we need to get a Maddox. And if you're not familiar with a Maddox, they can remove dirt from a hill, roots, just about as good as anything. Yes, one of the fun things about working in the forest on the side of these hills is roots. But Maddox makes quick work of those as well. It's a little like sculpting a hill. Well, it's a lot like sculpting a hill.